Well, good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Fremont here on KVOW. I'm Ernie Over, your weekday host. And I had tell you what, I got a couple of pretty good guests in here this morning. Over here on my left is Riverton Police Chief. Let's see, your name is Eric Hurtado.
Yeah, good morning, Ernie.
Good morning, Chief. And over here is John Whiteside, CEO of our Sage West Hospitals in Riverton and Lander. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome.
Thank you.
He's got such a better title.
Yeah, he does. And we're here today, Chief, to talk about the big event you've got coming up next week.
Right, National Night Out is coming up. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, it is. And the date is August 6th.
Yeah, it's next Tuesday. And It's going to be here at the fairgrounds, and we're going to kick things off at 5 o'clock on Tuesday.
And what is going to happen at that time? Who
Well,
do you have here?
So we're going to have a lot of our local agencies from Sage West and injury prevention, all the law enforcement, fire department, ambulance, helicopters, everyone coming down for a 3-hour show. Lots of games and prizes and free food.
Yeah. Hot dogs, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Hamburgers?
Hot dogs this year.
Just hot dogs this year.
Yeah. Just this year, yeah.
Well, you have to mix it up. You can't have the same food every year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the whole idea of the National Night Out is to get to know and meet your first responders.
Right, Ernie. So it really started about 40 years ago where, police officers were really looking for a way to interact with the community that they serve. And it started with a small block party, and now it's grown to, there's like 17,000 block parties going on all the same night.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And of course, it got started here just a couple of years ago.
Right. And this last year we moved it to the fairgrounds, and we had a pretty good show. Good turnout. I want to say we had probably at least 900 people show up, and a lot of people walked away with a lot of prizes and full stomach and really enjoyed themselves.
Well, it's nice because you get to see the apparatus that the fire department uses and the police cruisers. And you mentioned the helicopter will be here. One of our emergency medical helicopters will be here. And the fire department going to do an extrication this year with their Jaws of Life.
Right. They're planning on doing a couple of shows. They believe they do have a Jaws of Life demonstration, so they'll have a car coming down that they will demonstrate how they use their equipment to help save lives that somebody may be trapped inside a car.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's really, really impressive because these guys, practice on this stuff all the time. And if you're ever in a crash, I tell you what, it's great to have those folks who are trained up and know what to do because that's your lifeline right there.
Right, and it's good that they have the local support and they're able to get equipment that they need to be able to form these and emergency functions with their equipment and get time to train. And the county is very, very lucky to have dedicated men and women out here volunteering to help serve and save lives.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm a seatbelt survivor. And I years and years and years ago, I forget now how long, 10, 12 years ago, I had a little mishap up on South Pass, and they had to use the Jaws of Life to cut the roof off the truck and get me out of the truck. And I tell you what, I sure appreciated that. That was great.
That was one of your 9 lives.
That was one of my 9 lives,
Yeah.
John, tell me your role in this.
We're here to support Chief. He give him a lot of credit because last year when we participated, we had asked a lot of our directors, a lot of our staff to come out because it's such a good event, giving back to the community and the kids. This year, almost every slot was full with people volunteering to come out because it was such a good event. And so our role is basically to support our law enforcement. Our law enforcement is essential to the community. It's essential to the hospital. And, Chief and I stepped off on the right foot a couple years ago. And when he says, I need help, we usually try to say yes. And more importantly, just trying to be part of the community.
Well, that's what this is all about. It's community.
Absolutely. And like you said, first responders. We are the home for all the first responders to send their problems to. So we are trying to be a community partner, and along with that, just get out and show the community how great we are and what a great one team, one fight. EMS, the air support, the law enforcement, all those, the firemen, all of us are one team, one fight.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, this is the one night where you get to show everything off because people don't usually have an opportunity, unless there's something bad going on, to meet with the police officer or first responder. And so this is a non-threatening way to show off what you have and the equipment that you have, and just get to know the public a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of the time, people don't get to meet us and talk with us unless it's their worst day. And this gives us a chance to be on the right foot and show we're all humans, and we all have our good days and bad days, and be able to meet the community.
Now, Chief, you started a new program here called the Community Service Officer, and see, do you have two folks in it now, or just the first one?
So our community service officer Jeff Manning, he'll be here that night, and we'll have a new community service officer that'll actually get sworn in the night of National Night Out.
Oh, okay,
So
great.
we'll have two working, helping the officers and walking the streets here in another week.
And the important thing is it's taking the pressure off of your certified officers. These guys can go out and do the vehicle information or the vehicle ID checks.
Right.
They can answer some of the low priority calls and let the certified officers do the heavy lifting.
Right. The more dangerous calls are saved for the regular sworn officers, and our community service officers are out there taking care of the non-hostile, the less threatening types of calls.
Right, and that frees up your sworn officers when they're really needed. They're really needed.
Right. So, Ernie, the average day shift, we might have 20, 25 calls. The community service officers probably take care of about 10 to 15 of those. So that leaves the officers taking care of the more stressful calls, and they're able to handle those calls and complete reports and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, that's great. So, the second community service officer going to be sworn in on the National Night Out right here at the Fremont County Fair, and that's going to be August 6th, Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Right. It'll start at 5 p.m. and we're going to end at 8 o'clock.
Okay, 5 to 8. And you get to, the kids can come out and see all the big toys, the fire trucks, the police cars, the ambulances, the helicopter, that sort of thing. And that's always fun for the kids.
Yeah, and we'll have a lot of carnival-style games, and everybody wins. It's a free event. It's a lot of prizes, free food. Everything is given away with our community support, with all our sponsors and everybody that will be pitching in to help with the donations.
And this is a community activity, and the community is really important, not only to the folks at the hospital who take care of you when you get hurt, but also the folks who are trying to keep you from being hurt at the police department.
Right, and we've, like John said, we've interacted and partnered with the hospital. They had last winter we had Dr. Ryan Kay came out, and he helped kind of do a first aid on steroids for our officers for critical calls, helping show them how to apply tourniquets, stop bleeding. Really, those critical calls where the first few minutes are very important, and gives our officers a chance to have the training and equipment to be able to save lives in those first few minutes that they arrive on a major scene.
Well, that's really, really important because the first aid is really, really critical. And as John knows, that the first golden hour, like when people are injured or in some kind of an activity and they get hurt, that's really critical, that first hour. But the first couple of minutes, you guys, the police department, you're the first ones there usually.
Right. And after we had this last training, we had one of our officers actually had to use a tourniquet within the first few weeks of getting the training. So it went to good use really quickly.
Yeah. And of course, that helps the folks at the hospital. If you have the first responders who are trained, by the time they get to the hospital, that critical work has already been done.
Yeah, our local EMSs and police force, having them there that can administer aid in those first, like you said, first few minutes, really changes the whole paradigm when they get to the hospital on what we can do, on how we treat. So it's a great partnership. It's amazing.
Really is. And of course, this is your opportunity. We're talking about the National Night Out on Tuesday. And I don't know if you hear in the background, but we have, I don't know what, 50, 60 kids lined up with their lambs. And it's the lamb weigh-in this morning, and they're getting ready to have the lamb show. You know, that's the neat thing about being here at the county fair. Yesterday we had the dog agility show that was going on. Saturday we had the cat show going on. And now yesterday I was here when the roosters and the chickens, the poultry, and the rabbits were being checked in. It's just a great time here at the county fair. And today is the day the exhibit hall's open at noon. So, you know, you can come on down to the fair and see the exhibit halls and walk past all the wildlife stuff. And they've got show and the show pavilion. They've got the dairy goat and the dairy cow shows and things like that. It's just an awful lot of fun.
I mean, isn't this what Small Town USA is all about? Like, you get out, meet your community members, a safe event to come bring your kids to, get to meet the law enforcement, get to meet the hospital, and everyone involved. I think that's what living here is so great. Every time I'm on your show, I mention that, how amazing this community really is. And stuff like this really showcases why people choose Fremont County to live in.
Yeah, and not only, you know, we don't have hurricanes here.
No.
We do have a strong wind once in a while.
I was saying,
but
sometimes in the winter it feels like a hurricane.
yeah, sometimes it does. But it's a pretty temperate climate here. We had a pretty nice winter as winters go.
Don't
It certainly
jinx
was
us.
better than 2 years ago.
Yeah, stop jinxing it.
Yes, exactly.
Before the show, Ernie, we were talking about their vacation stories and living in an island. And one of the things that we're talking about is kind of the cruise ship areas. And I lived on an island and up in Alaska and noticed there isn't any tsunami evacuation routes here.
Yes.
So that's a plus.
Yeah, that's a plus. Now, Chief, getting back to your department now, how are you with your staffing?
We're actually doing pretty good. We got one officer that we should know by today or tomorrow will be accepting our lieutenant position.
Okay.
And everything goes well, that they'll be starting here in a couple of weeks. And we're excited to say we finally have some applicants coming in on next week to do some oral boards. So we're hoping to draw and fill those last few positions that we have.
Well, it's been a tough lift for you after you came in and the department was down in personnel, and you've been slowly building that up.
Right. And it's all kind of looking at it from different ways and bringing programs here where we know nationwide there's a shortage of people that want to get into certain industries, and law enforcement profession is very hard to stay in. The average person may only stay about 5 or 10 years, and then they've had enough. So, you know, there's a lot of departments that are running at half their force. 50% is going to be the average, and we want to be in that position here in Fremont County to have a good, sturdy stronghold of deputies and officers here to help protect the community.
And of course, you have an agreement with the sheriff's department. When it's a real busy weekend, they'll come in and help here in Riverton.
Right. So I think it's it's a very good community, very good county. So, you know, when we have our bad days, bad weeks, we have our other brothers and sisters that will come in and help us, and likewise, when they're in trouble, we'll help them.
Yeah, I know. And you've got like the DUI task force, and you've got the other force that shows up, looking for impaired drivers, things like that. And that really cuts down on the calls when those folks are in town, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. When we have anywhere from 8 to 10 patrol cars out patrolling in a day, yes, it makes a difference, and people tend to watch what they're doing a little bit better, and maybe if they were thinking of being up to no good, maybe they won't that
Maybe
day.
they won't, yeah. Well, the number of calls certainly goes down when you've got that extra help on the street.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. It really helps with that police presence in the community, and that's a big thing we're pushing for, is making sure that everyone can see that we're out there visibly out in the streets with one of our, either officers or community service officers out there visibly out in the streets.
Right. John, I asked the chief about his staffing. How's your staffing going right now at the hospitals?
Chief, how's your staff going? We are better than we were yesterday. We actually have hired a few people. We've had a couple orientation classes that are full, which is nice. But it has been kind of nice to see Chief get some of the flack other than us all the time. But I think it's great because it shows how far we are coming. Because the hospital, we're better than we were. We have more permanent staff than travelers, which is a good thing. And as Chief brings in officers, sometimes their trailing spouse is a healthcare provider, and they come to us. So it's a two-for. We get to staff, and he gets to staff. And it's never going to be fixed. And I think that is the lesson that I've learned is that people come and go. I heard at one time that almost no one is at the first job that they started at. So people come and go. That's just the nature of our workforce now. The challenge that we have is staying ahead of that curve. But that being said, the message is we are better than we were yesterday. If you come in, you're starting to see more and more permanent faces.
Yeah, well, that's really nice. And of course, I was a guest in your facility in Riverton here back in May, and I was really pleased with everything that went on.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I've said it before. Chief just said it. We're here on your worst day.
Yep.
And when you come to the hospital, you're going to receive care, excellent care, especially hometown care. And we're going to do our best. And I know that is echoed by my gentleman that's sitting across from us. The police force sometimes gets a bad rap because they're enforcing laws, and no one likes laws.
No one likes those. Yeah.
And when you come to the hospital, they're going to tell you to eat right. They're going to tell you to take your meds. No one wants to eat that salad. They want that burger.
That's right.
So, we're in similar fields that it is not a fun thing sometimes, but we're trying to make you better.
One of the best meals I've had recently was at the hospital. It was a roast beef. It was a roast beef dinner. I tell you that it was really, really good. So, of course, I hadn't eaten in 2 days.
I said, Ernie, you need to get out a little more. We have great food, but I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Usually, you don't go to a hospital just for the food.
No, you certainly don't. But after you haven't had any for a couple of days, that first meal sure tastes good. Yeah.
Ernie, did you tell everybody it was your birthday then, so they bring in the cake for you?
That's right. Yes. Yeah. They get an extra shot.
As long as we didn't blend it, we're all right.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, Chief, I know you have to go. You've got another appointment, but we really appreciate you stopping by this morning. And of course, we want to remind everyone it's National Night Out, and that is Tuesday, August 6th.
Right, and nationwide there'll be, like I said, over 17,000 communities all at the same time, all on Tuesday night. And we'd like to get some good community pictures of the involvement and share them with the National Night Out organization to show that Fremont County has the support, and we'd like to show off what we have.
Yeah, and it's a nice, fun night, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got free food there, you've got prizes, you've got games, and, of course, then all the first responders are there.
Right. You're going to be walking away with full stomach and lots of prizes and a lot of giveaways.
And lights
free
and
games.
sirens.
Yeah,
I'm told by my son all the time, they have lights and sirens.
they have
We
lights
have
and
to go.
sirens. Yeah. Well, that sounds great. I tell you what, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to be back with more of Let's Talk Fremont right after we listen to this.
Preview. No.
Hold on. Okay, back again at the Fremont County Fair. We're here right across from where all the food trucks are at, and right between the poultry barn and the egg barn. Nice little lawn area, and I'm happy we snagged. I met this young man yesterday when they were doing their poultry check-in, and Xavier Stanley, your 13-year-old young man. Where are you from?
Riverton.
You're from Riverton.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And tell me about your chickens. I tell you, you had you had a bunch of chickens with you yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, we had quite a few.
And it was a chickadee cage or something that you had your big rooster in.
Yeah, it was a parakeet cage
Oh,
because he's so
parakeet.
tall.
Yeah, and that was you. You talk about a tall rooster. This thing was what, 2.5 feet tall. It was a big rooster.
Yeah, it's an indigo giant.
An indigo giant.
Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah. Have you entered him before?
Yeah, we had him last year.
Uh huh. Yeah. How'd you do?
Pretty good. There was this other kid with an indigo that was like a little bit better,
Uh huh.
but other than that, yeah, we did pretty good.
So how many chickens you entered this year?
We entered 8 chickens, 5 ducks, and our rooster.
And
Yeah.
you know the ducks. Those were pretty cool looking ducks. You know, to me they looked like they were full sized adult ducks, but you were telling me they were just born like 6 months ago,
Yeah, 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Holy cow, they grow fast. What
Yeah.
kind of ducks were those?
Those were Muscovies. They come from Florida.
Uh huh. Okay. And have you had ducks before?
Yeah, I've had ducks for 8 years. My grandma got me ducks for Christmas one year,
Uh huh.
and I was so happy because I've always wanted ducks.
Uh huh. Well, they were pretty cool looking.
Yeah,
And you had an unusual duck, didn't you?
yeah,
The brown one.
yeah. We've never had a color like that before.
Uh huh. Yeah. So was that just naturally occurring, or you yeah. Uh huh. Okay. Well, genetics are really interesting because
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to get out of those eggs.
Yeah,
Yeah. And out pops this brown duck, and
Yeah.
it was pretty cool looking.
yeah.
Yeah. Now you've been raising ducks for 8 years. Why ducks?
Just 'cause they're fun, and they're like really cool, and they mess around in the water. It's pretty
Uh huh.
fun.
Yeah.
We used to have geese too.
Uh huh. Geese are a little harder to raise, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause they're kind of independent. Yeah.
yeah. We got rid of them 'cause they were messing with our chickens and stuff. So
Uh-huh. Now, of the chickens you had 8 chickens, and you had several different breeds. Now, you had a little tiny one, too, or a small one, a
just
small chicken.
Small chickens.
Yeah, it was in the red carrying case.
The red carrying case.
Yeah, I think your mom had to reach in there and grab it. Well, anyway, you had 8 chickens, a variety of chickens, and, from small ones to big ones. What's your favorite kind of chicken?
Probably a Brahma. We didn't get to bring any this year 'cause all of ours had frostbite toes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So they got stuck in the cold, huh?
Yeah, it gets pretty cold, so.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And are your chickens just show chickens, or are they meat chickens, or
So,
what kind?
those are just the ones that were white that we had
Uh huh.
were our meat chickens,
Okay.
and then the other ones were just our show chickens.
Just the show chickens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of important for meat chickens because places like KFC wouldn't exist without them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I remember, you had like 5 or 6 of those meat chickens in one pen.
So
it
we
4?
had 3 of the meat chickens and then 2 of our other birds in the pen
Oh.
with them.
So you had 5 chickens altogether.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty
In that
cool.
pen.
What do you like best about the fair?
Just like there's a lot of people here, and like you get to see your friends when it's not in school,
Uh huh.
and like you get like money for showmanship, and then it's just fun raising the animals. And
Now, you've been raising chickens for 8 years, you said. Have you been to
So
the
we've
fair
been-
every year?
yeah, I go to fair every year.
But you were saying how long you'd raised chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've raised chickens probably 12 years,
Uh huh. Okay.
a little bit longer than ducks.
And you live outside of town? Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Well, I don't, but my grandma does. I live in town,
Uh-huh.
but I help my grandma with the chickens.
okay. So it's there at her place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter where they're at as long as you take care of them, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what's the you said you like to meet with your friends, the kids that you don't see outside of school, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's the atmosphere like as a person who shows a chicken or
It's
an animal?
like it's probably the same as somebody that just comes in. You just gotta come in a bit earlier and take care of everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How long does it take care? How long does it take you to take care of the chickens?
Uh, in the mornings, it probably takes me like 30 minutes to an hour because I have to change all the pens and stuff.
Uh-huh. You have to keep them clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What do you feed chickens?
Uh,
Chicken feed, I guess.
Probably 3 times a day in the morning, afternoon, and
Uh-huh.
then like at night.
Yeah. Is it like seeds? What
Cracked,
grains?
cracked corn.
Cracked corn? Uh-huh. All right. Because
Yes,
they need that, don't
scratch.
they? Because they've got that.
The crop.
Yeah, the crop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when your chickens are being judged, what do you tell the judge?
You just kind of like so during showmanship, you tell them like what color of eggs they lay and
Uh-huh.
like tell them the body parts and
So you have to know a lot about the chicken's anatomy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you have to tell them where your bird like originated from and
Uh-huh. All right.
cool.
Where did your birds originate from?
I'm not 100% sure where my Bardock. That's the
Uh-huh.
one that I'm gonna do showmanship. I'll have to look onto it more.
You have to study up before you have
Yeah.
before it's your turn in front of the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. We're talking with Xavier Stanley. He's a member of the Fun Helping Hands 4-H Club. How many members do you have in that club?
Quite a few now. There's over probably like 20, I think,
Uh-huh.
something like that.
Okay, do you have siblings?
Yeah, that's my brother Ryan.
Over there, okay.
Yep. And then my sister that came in yesterday with me, that she's shown birds too.
Uh-huh.
Kimberly Stanley.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, that's cool. And what do you do in 4-H?
Just my sister, cause she did fair, and I was like, I really wanted to do fair.
Uh-huh. So you learn from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now you keep on the family tradition. Is your brother in 4-H?
No, my brother doesn't do 4-H.
Uh-huh. All right. He's a studying guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Well, Xavier, I appreciate you coming by.
Yep.
You're walking by. You were heading somewhere else, and I hailed you down because I remember seeing you from yesterday.
Yeah.
So thanks for stopping in and talking with
welcome.
us today. And good luck. We'll follow you in the poultry barn and,
Good luck.
excuse me, and see how that goes. All right, good luck.
You too.
All right. We've been talking with Xavier Stanley from the Fun Helping Hands 4-H Club. He is 13 years old out of Riverton. Thanks very much, Xavier. His brother was out there taking pictures, too. I saw that. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. I want to go over the schedule for today. And, we mentioned earlier that the Lamb Show is happening today. And I tell you what, just to my right down here is the Scale House. And we had maybe 50, 60 kids with their lambs getting weighed this morning. And I'm looking over there right now, and there is still a whole bunch of kids waiting to get their lambs weighed, and then they can go on to their lamb show. But today, let's see. Now, today at the fair is your Fremont County Cancer Hero Day at the fair today. And they're having the youth market lamb weigh-ins right now as we're talking. The dairy cattle arrive, between, right after now. So they should be arriving in the parking lot right now. Then there's the youth dairy cattle showmanship. The 4-H, senior, intermediate, junior, and the FFA. That will be in the show pavilion. That starts right now, and it'll be followed by the youth dairy show. And then afterwards, there'll be at 9 o'clock this morning, there's the youth dairy goat showmanship, and that's at the show lawn, followed by the youth dairy goat and specialty goat show. And I tell you what, if you've never been down here to the fair, I urge you to come on out. The exhibit halls will open today at noon, so you can come and see all the exhibits that are happening here. And it is just a tremendous variety. You would be absolutely blown away with the talent of the people we have here in Fremont County. When you go to the Fremont Center, that's what the main exhibit hall. That's where they have all the quilts. That's where they have the photo shop. They or show, excuse me, and they have the art show that's also going on. They got the hiccups here all of a sudden. I'm not sure why that happened, but that it did, and we're trying to struggle right through it here. And we've got let's see, the youth meet. Excuse me, the youth meet goat showmanship is on the show lawn. That'll be at 1 p.m., followed by the youth breeding meat goat show at the youth market goat show and all the market goat classes. The Fremont County Fair royalty meet and greet is at 2 to 4 today. That's going to be on the entertainment lawn. The Kids Zone, they're having a decorated T-shirt contest. Now, this ought to be fun to see what the kids come up with. That's at the Little Wind Center. And those of you who have been around a long time, the Little Wind Center is the new name of the 4-H lunchroom. So that's the Little Wind Center. Then there will be the Sheep Lead contest at 5 o'clock at the show lawn, the Pee Wee Dairy Goat Showmanship at the show pavilion. They'll have the Youth Jackpot Market Lamb Show at 6 p.m. And then this is going to be kind of interesting. The 4-H kids have a special contest. And today it's Make It with Seafood Appetizer Contest. And then the Kids Zone, the Stick Horse Rodeo. Are you guys going to be in the Stick Horse Rodeo? No, you're not? Well, I see you've got, what animals are you showing? You're showing the pig? Here, have a seat. And we're going to talk to you just for a second. Come on, sit down here. We'll have you. We just snagged a couple of kids coming by that look interesting. So what is your name?
I'm Braden
Braden, what's your last name?
Haynes.
How old are you?
I'm turning 12.
You're turning 12. Okay, so he's almost an adult now, isn't he? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, you are showing pigs?
Yes.
How long have you had pigs?
I don't know. He got it.
Okay.
When did you get it, Cam? So, May.
So, okay. So you guys, this is a new pig then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Do you guys raise pigs anyway?
No, but we just have them for fair.
Yeah.
You just have them for the fair. Okay. So are you guys in 4-H?
Yes.
Which club?
I'm in Little Bend.
Little Bend Club and
For Fun Helping Hands.
Fun Helping Hands. We just had a young man from Fun Helping Hands on. Xavier Stanley was here just a little bit ago. And you're in Fun Helping Hands, too. Well, tell me what, how do you train a pig?
You just walk them in
Yeah.
open little space.
So, like, you have your...
Set up a little round pen of panels and
Uh-huh.
just walk them around.
Okay,
And
so you set up around panels, get them around, and then you walk them around the circle?
Mhm.
Around, and then like our mom or someone sits there and acts like the judge.
Oh, okay. So you have a pretend judge there, too,
Yes.
to see how it is. Now, do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the fun part about walking a pig around a circle?
It's, in my opinion, it's a lot easier than having to, like, halter break sheep or steers.
Yeah. Have you had sheep or steers before?
Yes. I showed lambs for 4 years.
Oh, you did? Okay. So you know that great big long line down there because you had to have your lambs weighed. Why
Yeah.
did you change to a pig?
I wanted to try something new because there's starting to be a lot of drama in the lamb barn.
I see.
And pigs make a lot more money
Yeah.
And pigs make more money
than anything here.
than anything else? Well, that's not a bad thing. Because you guys are in it. You want to raise, you want to learn how to raise the pig, and then you want to get some compensation for that at the livestock sale. Yeah. All right. So tell me about your experience showing lambs for 4 years. What did you have a lot of success with that?
Yes, on my second year, I got reserve champion.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. So now you've gone from lambs to pigs.
Yeah.
The money's better when you have them to sell. Now tell me, what do you do on a daily basis to take care of your pigs?
So I'll come in the morning and I'll feed them 4 scoops of pig feed.
Uh-huh.
I'll check their water and then we have to clean their pen once a day.
Okay. Yeah, it's important to have a clean pen, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Now, what kind of pigs do you have?
Uh,
They're black
yeah,
and white. They're Hampshires.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
believe
Hampshires,
so.
black and white pigs. Okay. They're kind of cool, aren't they? Yeah. What's the most interesting thing that you've learned caring for pigs?
They're really clean, surprisingly.
They are. Uh huh. Okay. Why does that surprise you?
Cause, like listening to people talk, they're really dirty animals, and but then now that I'm raising them, it's a completely different story.
Uh huh. So it's an education for you as well. You've debunked these stories that you've heard about. And so pigs are really nice and clean. Yeah, yeah, well, that's good. Did you name your pigs or not?
Yeah,
What's your pig's name?
mine is Baconator, and his is like, I think, Bacon Pancake.
Oh, Baconator. That's a great name for a pig. Yeah, because that's where the bacon comes from. And yours is bacon and pancake? Yeah, all right. Why pancake?
Oh, no.
You don't know, just a fun name, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, that's great. Well, thanks very much for stopping by and chatting with us. And good, we'll look for you in the pig show then. All right. Well, thanks, kids, for coming here. I'll just take that with you. Appreciate it. Good luck for you to you. You bet. Well, that was kind of cool. Talked to another couple of kids here. They were just walking right by, and they had their little motivation devices. I they're called whips. I call them a motivation device that they use to steer the pig around, and that was kind of fun. You know, we've got more and more people coming in today here at the fair. We've got a lot of food trucks that are here, so if you're hungry, you can come on down. There's a really nice big tent, so you can have some shade. And to tell you what, we're down to about 25 kids now in the lamb weigh-in, and then they're going to have the dairy cows. I see them out on the show lawn right now, and they're being paraded around the show lawn. And you know what time was? We didn't have very many dairy cows. They almost went away here, but they've been coming back. And it looks like we've got 4 or 5 of them over there in the show lawn right now. And that's pretty cool to see those. So we're going to have the youth lamb show, the youth dairy cattle show, and just a lot of fun and exciting things happening here today at the Fremont County Fair. So we urge you to come on down. Of course, at noon today, this is one of my favorite things to do, and I'll be here today to at noon. The exhibit hall is open, and the big exhibit hall at the Fremont Center has most of the open class exhibits in it, and then at the Heritage Hall is where all the 4-H exhibits are at. And then you can go down, and the Ag Barn has got a lot of different exhibits in there. I know the Pause for Life people are going to be here, and they've got the hay show that goes on in there. Then there's the poultry and rabbit barn. Then there's the goat barn, and they've got the lamb barn. They've got the pig barn. They've got the cattle places on the west end here. Just a tremendous number of animals. And, of course, this is what these kids have been working for all year long. They get a pig or a lamb, and they raise it and then bring it here to the county fair. And as you just heard those last 2 kids say, pigs are where the money is. So we'll pay close attention to that. Well, that just about wraps it up for this morning here at the Fremont County Fair. We're going to send it back to Kirk Baxter for the top of the hour, CBS National International News, followed by WyoToday.com's local news. Then we'll have Austin Bekdos in with Fremont County Sports, and then Kirk Baxter returns with the ever-popular deals on the dial. And we're going to be back here again tomorrow, so we appreciate you listening in today. We'll have more interviews with some of the contestants here today or this week at the Fremont County Fair. So come on down. I tell you what, whatever floats your goat, that is the theme this year of the Fremont County Fair. Okay, Kirk, it's all yours. Take it away.